Anu Acharya. She is CEO of Map My Genome. She understands every single human at the DNA level, at the RNA level. Anu, welcome to our show. Anu, I have a very simple question for you. I won't take too much of your time. Question is, we talked several times about how the human DNA is built and how these new vaccines are in the market, which are RNA based and some are the old traditional approach. What role is technology playing? And how can technologists like us, and especially in Silicon Valley, can help solve this problem? Because we have to solve it. We can't just wait for someone else to solve our problem.
So I guess it all depends on if are we looking at it from are we looking at the genomes the problem from a genetic lens, or are you looking at it from a problem which is more like I think a lot of other speakers were talking about, more on medical supplies and medical knowledge and treatment and so on. So I think let me maybe address the issues that I'm probably more familiar with. So we have been involved in doing both COVID testing. We also do obviously mapping of genomes, both at the human level, but also at the virus level in collaboration with one of the public labs that's involved in the sequencing of the genome. So I think maybe the one area that probably can be the most helpful will be to be able to, one, look at it from both in terms of funding, but also in terms of, how do we set up the infrastructure to be able to do this analysis ahead of time. So I think right now, for instance, I think a lot of advances have been made. I think this pandemic, I think we did many things that we haven't done before as not only as a country, but pretty much as a globe. I think everybody put in information that was out there.
So, the question, let's change the question a little bit. Right? You are an expert. Your organization is testing thousands of people's saliva or doing a lot of testing for the COVID. Question I have for you is, the kit is very expensive. It is very complicated to do the test. And there are a lot of villages, we have serious problem right now. In fact, we don't even have oximeters in these villages. There are 100,000 plus villages. There are several organizations reached out to us, and that's an appeal to our audience who are listening to us. We need your help. The villages in India need your help. This is not just the city's problem. People are really having serious problems. Our government is doing whatever they can, but it's not the time we start thinking about that. So question for you from the technology perspective, Anu, is how do we create and how do we help people in the remotest part of the world or remotest part of the India so they can do testing, or at least we can do something about it. It's not fair. It's not right for us not to do anything.
So I think the first and foremost thing is to develop ways of doing this, at the location where you want this to be done, right? So I think
how difficult it is. Is it $1,000, $5,000, $10,000? What will it take to set up a center in a small town of 1,000 people?
It won't take much because I think there are lots of point of care devices as well, right? So you have, so there are two ways of doing it. One is that you bring a point of care device closer to each of these villages. Mm-hmm. But that would mean that your capacity will be limited by what kind of instruments you're bringing there. The second, which is the more interesting part, is where just like how we do the like a genome patri, where we ship out a kit and then people send it back. Yeah. I think similarly there are many ways. In fact, saliva has been used as a method of getting that sample back. So one is that
we don't have time, Anu. These are villages. We don't have time. People are really dying right now.
Correct, but I'm saying that the easier way is to bring in a quick point of care device to the village, so it's easy to do that. So all you need is a trained phlebotomist, and then you just need to make sure that the sample is collected and put it in there. In fact, you can do it yourself, but let's assume you need a phlebotomist. The second piece is, once you have done that, the second is that can you make sure that you can ship these out so that these can be transported back to a close enough lab, so you can do it at scale. Right. The problem with point of care will always be that you will be limited by the scale. So if it is a small village, I think point of care makes sense. If it's has more population, then it makes more sense to be able to very quickly do this test that you can get transported back safely into the closest lab. So I don't think, from a RT-PCR perspective, I think India has done reasonably well. I think there are now 2,000 labs being set up. Yeah. So I think
but it's still, we want to help, Anu. The problem here is we have 1.3 billion people in India. We can't wait for someone else to take care of the problems we have. As a society, we have to rise. As a society, we have to work together and do whatever we can to save every single life we can. And that is the reason we decided to start this initiative called United Against COVID. This problem is not going away. We all know that. This problem may go for another years. We are trying to find ways how to mitigate it, how to reduce the challenges we have, and how do we solve this problem going forward. So that's the conversation more for our next panel, because we have amazing nonprofits who are helping us, working with us to take this initiative and to take it to the next level, last mile connectivity. But Anu, thank you so much for your help. Thank you, Anu, for being on our show.